It was foretold that you would be here. Our long-awaited meeting has come at last.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to another video. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Matthias Foxfire, and I appreciate you coming. So today, we're going to be breaking down the Tales of the Jedi trailer that dropped this past weekend. Whoever was in charge of editing it certainly did a good job of showing enough to pique our curiosity while not giving away too much, which is always great in a trailer. I always enjoy that most. I don't want any big things to be given away, so I think that was a great job that they did. There are going to be 6 episodes, all premiering on October 26th. I'm assuming 3 will focus on Count Dooku, and the other 3 on Ahsoka Tano. So let's start with Dooku first. We know that Liam Neeson is going to be voicing Qui-Gon as an adult, and his son is going to voice him as his younger self. That, to me, implies that at least 2 of the episodes will focus on different times during Dooku's life as a Jedi. We also know that Dooku will be fighting Yaddle, the only other member of Yoda's species to be seen on screen until the arrival of Grogu in The Mandalorian. Now, there is a rumor circulating on YouTube that Dooku will end up killing Yaddle. And this does make sense to me because if you think about it, she was seen briefly. I believe she was on the council during the Phantom Menace. She didn't have any lines and was mostly in the background, but definitely was her time we've seen her. We didn't see her after that, and so with episode 2 introducing Count Dooku as a villain, that leads me to believe that if he is going to fight Yaddle in one of the episodes, he's going to kill her. And I think that also makes sense for him turning to the dark side, and maybe what cements that fall for Dooku, that act of fighting and then killing her. So we'll have to see where that leads. And then we briefly see Mace Windu, a little bit younger than he was in the prequels, and he is seen fighting with Dooku, and then at one point tells him to stand down. I kind of like that, because that idea of Mace telling Dooku to stand down, because it kind of reminds me a lot about Anakin and how he really did not have good impulse control and really fell quite easily into using the dark side a lot during not only the prequel movies, at least the second and third, but also a lot during the Clone Wars. That was very prevalent during that show. So I kind of like the symmetry there, if that's indeed what they're going for. So that's, other than Mace and Yaddle and Qui-Gon, I think, there were some other people shown. I have no clue who they are, and I don't think we're supposed to know who they are. So that'll be kind of interesting, because they're not going to be separatists, really, because that doesn't happen until the second prequel movie, when the separatists really start to break away from the Republic. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if there's any focus on the geopolitical aspect, and maybe they're technically separatists before they were called separatists. Maybe they were upset at the Jedi and wanted to break away from the Republic. Maybe they're from the Outer Rim and not from the core worlds, where much of the focus of the Republic was given. And so, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I don't think they'll dive too deep into the geopolitical context, but we'll have to see. Anyway, so now on to Ahsoka. Things are much clearer, in my opinion, with her in the show than Dooku. Presumably, the first episode is going to center around her taming that beast that's shown, where she's kind of looking up at it when she's a wee toddler, and there is a shot of her on top riding it briefly, which suggests to me that she was successful, and so that'll be fun. And then I assume in that same episode she'll kind of find out that she's meant to be a Jedi, and maybe we'll see Plo Koon, because I know that he was the one that found her and brought her to the Jedi Temple and really helped start her training. And so that was he was really important to her because of that, and I hope that this show touches on that, because seeing Plo Koon again would be really nice, because he was a badass and he was also a good friend to her up until his death, pretty much in episode 3. So that's I'm assuming that's going to be the first episode. Then the second will be maybe during the first year or so of the Clone Wars. We saw Obi-Wan with a mullet, and we saw Anakin, how he looked in the Clone Wars movie and the first 2 or so seasons of the Clone Wars. And so that's probably when that takes place, and shows her training with him with the use of the clones, which I think is a very cool foreshadowing to Order 66 and a reason why she survived. And so I think that's awesome. We have what will be the third and final episode centered around her, and that's going to be, probably right now we know the least about that, because there's an Inquisitor, and I guess bumps into her and probably notices that she's force sensitive or something like that. And I will say, at first I certainly thought that was the 6th brother from the Ahsoka novel, because he was an Inquisitor that she faced and defeated and actually killed. That was right before she got her current lightsabers, her white bladed ones. And now, of course, they were very sneaky with the minimal footage that they showed, but I didn't notice her holding any lightsabers. I don't know. Signs point to it being the 6th brother, but then he's also holding someone hostage, which didn't happen in the book. And we also have some cryptic and vague tweets by E.K. Johnston, who is the author of the Ahsoka novel, implying that it isn't him, that it's a new Inquisitor that we haven't really seen before on screen, or even in the novels. So I don't know if it is the sixth brother. Maybe it is, and they tweaked the fight scene from the novel a little bit. We'll have to find out the hard way, which is actually making it more fun, because it allows us to have a little more speculation on these things. And that's, to me at least, that theory that it's not the sixth brother is actually what stood out most about this teaser. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, they didn't show too much, like I said, and other than what I've said in this video, I don't know much about the show, and I don't expect that we're going to learn much about it until it gets released and we can watch it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Dooku killing Yaddle, him being like Anakin and embracing the dark side. That's a theory that I like. I wonder if we'll see any kind of the thinking that he had in Attack of the Clones when he was talking to Obi-Wan, because he had realized that the Jedi weren't the heroes that everyone thought they were, or at least that Dooku thought they were. You know, that's one of my favorite scenes, I think, from Attack of the Clones. That scene where they're talking and Obi-Wan is saying he doesn't believe him, and then it's funny because it's like he's right. He's totally right about Palpatine being the Sith Lord, and so I know that YouTubers such as Star Wars Theory have actually delved deep into the meaning of that scene and Dooku's thought process and all that. And that was probably a while ago, but I'm sure if you searched up Star Wars Theory, Dooku, Attack of the Clones, something like that, you would get plenty of different opinions and analyses of that scene. So anyway, all that being said, I'm looking forward to the show even more than I was before the teaser. I think it's going to be great. A little bummed that it's only 6 episodes, but maybe we'll get a season 2. I've seen people already saying that, yeah, it hasn't come out yet and they want a season 2. Maybe kind of expand the idea a little bit, not just to Jedi, but also Sith, and maybe like a Grievous backstory. I would actually love to see that, because Dooku was involved in Grievous kind of becoming a cyborg, and that whole story is kind of tragic, but also very, very interesting, and adds a lot of depth to Grievous's character. But yeah, and I know some people are also thinking, hey, what about Darth Revan? What about Bastila Shan and Jolie Bindo? Some of those characters from the old Republic. I mean, I know we're getting the Acolyte sometime in the near future, which I think is set before Phantom Menace. and is probably gonna have Darth Plagueis in it, and which is cool because I know we've already gotten a lot centered around Palpatine, but we don't know his backstory, and that would be an interesting thing to dive into. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you excited for the show? How do you feel about these theories that I've proposed? Which character are you more excited to see, if there is one? And all that goodness. Let me know down in the comments. I'm always interested in hearing your theories, your thoughts, your pure joy at getting another thing of Star Wars, more Star Wars content. Thanks for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one, guys.